My name is Marianne Good.
I'm John Marino.
And we will be doing a scene from The Night of the Iguana. And I'll be playing Mrs. Jokes.
And I will be Reverend Shannon.
Grandfather went up to bed, and I went out into the sandpan with this lady's underwear salesman. I noticed that he became more and more...
What?
Well, agitated. As the afterglow of the sunset faded out into the water. Finally, eventually, he leaned in towards me. We were vis-a-vis in the sampan, and he stared intensely, passionately into my eyes, and he said, "Miss Jokes, will you do something for me? Will you do me a favor?" "What?" said I. "Well," said he, "if I turn my back, if I look the other way, will you take off a piece of your clothes and let me hold it? Just hold it?"
Fantastic.
And then he said, "It will just take a few seconds." "A few seconds for what?" I asked. He didn't say what for, but
His satisfaction.
Yes.
What did you do in a situation like that?
I gratified his request, I did. He kept his promise. He kept his back turned until I said, "Ready," and handed him a piece of my clothes.
What did you do with it?
He didn't move, except to seize the article he requested. I looked the other way until his satisfaction took place.
Watch out for commercial travelers from the Far East. Is that the moral, Miss Jelks, honey?
No. The moral is oriental. Accept whatever it is you cannot improve.
When it's inevitable, lie back and enjoy it. Is that it?
He bought a watercolor. The incident was embarrassing, not violent. I left and returned unmolested. And the funniest part of all was when we got back to the Raffles Hotel. He took the piece of apparel out of his pocket like a bashful boy producing an apple to a school teacher and tried to slip it into my hand in the elevator. I wouldn't accept. "No, you keep it, Mr. Willoughby," I whispered. He paid the asking price for the watercolor, and the whole thing was touching. It was so lonely out there in the sandpan with purple streaks in the sky, and this middle-aged Australian man making noises like he was dying of asthma, and the planet Venus coming serenely through a fair-weather cloud in the Straits of Malacca.
But you call that
A love experience? Yes, I do.
that sad, dirty little episode?
Sad it was for the odd little man, but why do you call it dirty?
How did you feel when you went back to your bedroom?
Confused. I was confused, I suppose. I'd known what loneliness was, but never that degree or depth of it.
Didn't it disgust you?
Nothing human disgusts me, unless it's unkind or violent, and I told you how gentle he was. Apologetic and shy and really very well delicate. However, I do grant you it was on a rather fantastic level. I am what? Fantastic? trying to strangle me, Mr. Shannon?
You can't stand to be touched.
Save it for the widow. It isn't for me.
Yes, I could do it with Mrs. Spock, the inconsolable widow, but I couldn't do it with you.
Spinster's loss, widow's gain, Mr. Shannon.
Or widow's loss, spinster's gain. Anyway, that sounds like some parlor game from Virginia or Nantucket Island parlor. Anyway, I wonder something.
What do you wonder?
I wonder if we couldn't travel together, just travel together.
Could we, in your opinion?
I don't see why not.
I think the impracticality of the idea will appear much clearer to you in the morning, Mr. Shannon. Mornings can often be counted on to bring us back to a more realistic level. Now, good night, Mr. Shannon. I have to pack before I'm too tired to.
Don't leave me out here alone.
I have to pack so that I can try my luck in the plaza tomorrow.
You're not going to sell one of your watercolors in that burning hot plaza tomorrow. Miss Jelks, honey, you're not operating on a realistic level.
Would I be if I thought that we could travel together?
I still don't see why we couldn't.
Mr. Shannon, you're not well enough to travel anywhere with anyone right now. Is that cruel of me?
You're saying I'm stuck here with the inconsolable widow?
I think we all wind up with something. Or someone, and if it's someone instead of just something, then we're lucky. Unusually lucky. Oh, and tomorrow.
What about tomorrow?
I think it would be best if we avoid showing any particular interest in each other tomorrow, because Miss Folk is a morbidly jealous woman.
Is she?
Yes. She seems to have misunderstood our sympathetic interests in each other, so I think it might be best if we avoid any more long talks on the veranda. At least until she's thoroughly reassured, it might be best to just say good morning or good night to each other.
We don't even have to do that.
I will. You don't have to answer.
What about wall tappings? By way of communication, like convicts in a cell tapping on the walls to communicate with each other. 1 tap. I'm here. 2 taps. Are you there? 3 taps. Yes, I am. 4 taps. Good. That means we're together. Christ. Here. Take this. It's my gold cross. It's 22 karat gold. It'll buy your way back.
What is this?
It's got a fine amethyst in it. Hot.
Mr. Shannon, you're not making any sense.
Neither are you. Talking about tomorrow.
I was just saying that I thought
Miss
it would be
Jelks,
best.
you're not going to be here tomorrow. Have you forgotten that? You're not going to be here tomorrow.
Yes, I had. I'd forgotten.